American government the krata bre Ghana for se monjina monkenkan asema ye ka kire mu ni ebin sida. It is only under the leadership of Akufo-Addo. Ebin sida. And this letter should tell you Ghanaian now and say the whole world, they have been watching us, especially the United States. The intelligence the US government Ghana no Kandapar does not have. So when they write a letter to give to Ghanaians and say, hey, you people, the democracy that you have protected, democracy that Kwame Nkrumah mo fighting for, John Mahama mo Atame mo nyina be fighting for no, it is on the brink. Democracy is hanging on a thin line. And they are worried because they don't want to look. They don't just want to sit back and watch. They are seeing that there are some people in Ghana who are basically not ready to protect your democracy. They are worried for you. Because in the US, so many problems, more problems, and so I'm going to because now US, don't they have problems? They have problems, but you fools come to them for money. So it means if they have a problem, your problem is bigger than theirs because they can solve their problem. How about you? For Jimmy what the US government is telling you. Moment can let no.
And the omission of Oxford University.
I don't want to be petty at all about this. Nana Addo is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate in a place, you don't add it.
Oxford University.
I don't want to be petty at all about this. Nana Addo is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate in a place, you don't add it.
Oxford University.
I don't want to be petty at all about this. Nana Addo is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate in a place, you don't add it. Look.
All right, so Mama Yanye this US embassy for letter no. The whole Ghana enya de obi abekan letter ni nyina adwudwam hankwa, and a very serious letter. I was saying you're taking it serious. And I believe that the American government, they like Ghana so much because so what's the deal? We have so many US embassies around Africa. But for them to take their time to say, we need to advise you people on this. We need to send this caution. This letter is not a warning, it's a caution. And when it's caution, you can take it. And when you take that caution very well, it can help you avoid any disaster ahead of you. So they are not threatening Ghana. They are cautioning Ghanaians. They are nicely letting us understand that our country, not everybody in Ghana, people with power or without power, likes to see us move forward as a nation with our democracy intact. So this letter, it concerns you. It should tell you something. In the history of Ghana, Bibi Sansida, and when we see things like this, or see because I can tell you in authority, the US government, they have more intelligence than the Ghana government, or Ghana. And it's a fact. The omnimo assassin, how they take their time to analyze yene assassin. We don't have that time because yene bre pajamas and the air model. We don't have the time. So they have been our partners for a long time. In fact, Upekura, Omabua Ghana financially for years. The US has been there for Ghana. Majority of our funds, our money, China, the US have been our bedrock from day one until China came in with this illegal money. So we need to understand the United States, they have been there for us for years and they are still there for us. They protect us home and away. And they have been close to Ghana and we have formed this alliance with them. They would love us to have good democracy, good country, protect this nation. They will also want to keep their country intact so that we can all do business together as two countries. So there's nothing bad about what they are doing. They are trying to let you know that the little they have done, this is what they have seen. Into more swamino, more Ghana no muntie, mamindjum. Let na US for Ediabano eni egigim. And another Dankwe Kufuor also a lawyer. John Dramani Mahama on call law school, or the president for 4 years, 3 months. US government did not see the need to write a letter on election day or a week or 40 days to elections, the US government, no superpower wrote a letter to us because there was nothing like we have a president who is unpredictable. There was nothing like we have a government that is unpredictable. There was nothing like we have a government that can kill its own people and laugh. Now we have gotten to that point where the US, the Europeans will be following suit. They have done their checks and they know that we are living with people. In fact, people we are giving power to who are dangerous to this country. Now, omeletano etiripono enie. Visa restriction policy on undermining democracy in Ghana. US for embassy of Ghana through the State Department. Omatro letter abre Ghana say, almost say, visa, omo de tabono ebeto nipa kuo bi so a eni say mo visa mo free Ghana every say. Omo hu ni say sa nipa kuo fo no, omo no ya nhwe ne ye a omo be say kebi ma kebi no mo dwane. For now, omo ma edin bia. Omo se omo de emra bi to hɔ a nipa kuo bi a omo Ghana omo hwɛ omo a omo bɔ mu tirim pɔ sɛ ye kebi ma kebi no omo be sɛ no obi ani wa oba befa abegye visa abewurem akɔ US omo se omo ni da fam asɛm we eti pɔdo kwa o sɛ ma wo yem hyehyew na ye den that means say omo ka kyerɛ kasa kwa mu sɛ ye wɔ nipa bi a omo aban mu omo wɔ Ghana omo tumi a omo amadwene sɛ omo be sɛ mo man no we nya grow we eye gigim be so to my people o ya boa now mama ndwedwam mama kan krata no na eye Ghana ye nyina ye hu US virtual brofo no so be steady abrofo no plain and straight thank away statement way if Ghana government one bank I want to be kind and the article 17 of the constitution has declared and the shall straight that be way US for ti brofo no emu da ho teacher kofi mu nyina ati ase. The United States and press statement Anthony J. Blinken, Secretary of State, on the letter we buy. On an insashasye. Your friend Anthony J. Blinken, Secretary of State, October 28, 2028. On an insashasye. Intenya letter wa. That's your US Department of State. US Department of State. Enye letter wa. Sa colorway a won san enye obi a na wo bi omo special paint bi no ma mix o menya colorway unta nya ne sa keke omo tena ho e na omo di we abrel. Now omo say the United States is committed me benya botre dwudwam men rational ye wie ne apon. The United States is committed to supporting and advancing democracy in Ghana and around the world. Omo say US United States omo de ade do makoma so say eye kebi ma kebi a eye de ebo nkuro ho ban ebo nipa ho ban e wo wiase afa na nyina no eye ade a eda o makoma so yendwudwam. The Department of State is announcing a new visa restriction policy today that will restrict US visas for any individual responsible for undermining democracy in Ghana. Almost say ende omudi tudwa ama Ghana fo nyina ye president obia atiase se eye US ekuro ene aban no omo se omo de eye emra bi to ho a nipakuo bi a omabo mutirim po se kebi ma kebi e wo Ghana omo betiem ase no ama Ghana kuro no abo during this election no sa nipakuo no omo de emra bi to ho se sa nipakuo no enya ade a omo be ma omo kwan e ma obegi visa abewura eye US omo betena Ghana enya ade omo be pene e ma sa mu nipa no efri Ghana aba US. Now, Omoko Minimum say this policy will take effect in advance of Ghana's presidential and parliamentary elections scheduled to take place December 7, 2024. Omze sambra we omode ahye no. Omode ato afitine ya kopensi e beto aba, ne ato aba kora wie. Enti anya se debi mra. Omso mo hye ne from enne. Nipa kuo bi omwo Ghana ewo tumi ewo aban mu ewo eye tumi a omo tumi ti Ghana ehye mra ma nyoma bemu no omo se enne omo de mra eto ho se o tumi wo Ghana na wa adwene se Ghana kebi ma kebi no o pese o di kotikwan bi se no omo ayo omo hwehwemu ayo omo research omo wo intel omo nya ready so omo be share ba omo di nka abo obi akokɔ nipa kuo bi omwo Ghana omo wo tumi omo adwene so omo be se Ghana tumi ni betuma free easy 2 million betumi free Jubilee House, 2 million betumi free Finance Ministry, 2 million betumi free National Security, 2 million betumi free the Ghana Army, betumi free the Ghana Police, betumi free anybody who has power or say Oma yomo juma ayomo de investigations se hu se nipa bia ya oma dwene na omo ka kire Ghana for so de mbra bia to afiti ne ekopem se beto aba na to aba na wie saa nipa ko bia obeye ne ho ke obie ne wo free Ghana ye nyira betirem mana hye yan to aso na menjudwam. Team, are you still with me? Now yanko enim US for no ejudwam mamjudwam. This visa restriction policy would apply only to specific individuals who undermine democracy and is not directed at Ghanaian people nor the government of Ghana. When you find a diplomatic statement, almost say Sam Rana Omashano, a mrebia sebio apply to Nipakubi. Almost say Sam Rano, a mrebia apply only. This policy would apply only to specific individuals. Or see, Sam Brawe or Mashana Mriatuana, almost say Omudi Bedijumano. Nipakubi pana fa omuhu. Na sebio enye Ghana. Mine nkwa ene sebio Ghana fo nkwa ne form. It means so culture say so wudi boni wo Ghana o say Ghana fa bi mami kebia untumi nko Togo because a homo US embassy wo ho enko fa onko US untumi nko Benin enko embassy wo onko ka say okoji visa ako US untumi nko Ivory Coast untumi nko in fact the Sub-Saharan Africa ha US embassy wo so okoji visa ako America into am say sa emra we no nipa ku bi na mo hwe mo pa wo Ghana na ensanya Ghana fo nko a etrem. That means our borders, baby, our US embassy borders war, your borders are US embassy war nyina eka ho. Into to me can say, oh, say Ghana democracy during the election, after the election, and then go to Togo and go seek for visa and fly to the US, or go to Ivory Coast, go to Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, or go to like no. Almost say enye Ghana nko a trim restriction no e cover. The peripheries no esopa. Yenjujum. Almost say Ghana has achieved 3 decades of democratic elections and the peaceful transfer of power between parties, a record to be proud of and a model to cherish. Hey, bro, for na mebe chiro no. Say broni kan sem we ya na otwe wadwene esi bibi so. O say Ghana kebi mami kebi no eba eye kebi mami kebi a yenya kebi mami kebi asesa aban beye emfie duasa. Na omo ni say Ghana eye kebi mami kebi ya somwa besim pempenswe yi o kan wasam obese o kire wo say from Kwame JJ Rawlings time ye to aba bedru ende no yenya emre bia ye beto aba nipa bia o madwene so mo be say democracy no na emom de ende de mo democracy yan bo ho ban a from ende no yenya democracy ni biom enti sa kasa we sa wo kire statement ema a diplomatic statement that these are the kind of language you use. And it's a menya would say Juba chro. Into mo kan yabakwasem. Se mo ntwa mo ni hwe mo chi. Da ban na ban bi ba so a ye ne US ya chole tampo abekasa asem we bi da. Se na aban ba so monya kebi mami kebi abesi ha empempensuo we. It means say from your past no it has been good. But we are telling you say now it is not safe. Make sure brofo mature comprehension, mature how to understand. So obi show diplomatic statement and I make sure wono. Omuko mweni I'm say the United States readiness, a record to be proud of and a model to cherish. The United States readiness to impose visa restrictions if circumstances warrant is an example of our support for the aspiration of all Ghanaians for a peaceful, transparent, and credible electoral process that reflects the will of the people. Tie, brofo, very important. I say, adikudientia US edisa mra we beto no say omo pese omo bo ye kebi mamin kebi ho ban during election we senior ye be conduct elections no ene sebio emu beda ho fine ena sebio eye process no obi enchiti obi mbu obi emu beda ho krogen sene be ya den asumdwe beba sene be ya nipa omo Ghana no de omo pe ene besi tie omo say adekudie nti omo to no embra we beto no nyina ne say omo pese ye to aba and the will of the people should be what will prevail. It almost say when the will of the people do not or does not prevail, there's a problem. In the nipa bi wa aban mu nipa bi di manim no ma adwene say the majority of the people no say omo pe John Mahama omo pe NDC na say nipa bi wa aban mu nipa bi wa EC nipa bi wa national security nipa bi wa military nipa bi wa Jubilee House no omo say omo otumi omo so omo tie ma US for ne catch omo say that will not be accepted because the will of the people is the will of God. Into the end nipa ne pe no edichina omo ka say or say election no emu ye korogen. Yeah. Obanyansafo yebuni be oka ne nkrema o se oba kemi ekemi be kese obanyansafo yebuni be yenka nasem oba kemi ekemi be yanto aso nkrafo dem ka no nka obukwa asem firi so. Now okwa asia wa second paragraph ye dwudwam unye bi obebia eya hankoa na obenya we enti dem ka no se show no de ehia enitina Ghana mpenifo ne nkwara ne mpenifo obi ahwe yenya time ne dwudwam. Now, the second paragraph says this. All right, Mr. P. Mr. S, good. The visa restriction policy is pursuant to Section 212A, 3C of the Immigration and Nationality Act and allows the Department of State to implement visa restrictions for individuals believed to be responsible for or complicit in undermining democracy in Ghana, including through the manipulation, including mame fani bio na hanede I know say inkukum ai mame fani bio ade we na mo hu se posan ehu rough I na kufu ada people I na mo yam sere ba na champon mo ehu rough. The visa restriction policy is pursuant to Section 212A, 3C of the Immigration and Nationality Act and allows the Department of State to implement visa restrictions for individuals believed to be responsible for or complicit in undermining democracy in Ghana, including through the manipulation or rigging of the electoral process, the use of violence to intimidate, coerce, or prevent people from exercising their rights to freedom of association and peaceful assembly, the use of measures designed to intimidate, coerce, or prevent political parties, representatives, voters, or members of civil society or the media from voicing or disseminating their views or engaging in any other activity designed to improperly influence the conduct or outcome of an assembly of the assembly nyina na hana show assembly make US for nsem yesi broni obema aduane ayeda cheese no de hye mfimfi ene na nkrafo kan over bemi broninyo cheese ebomi osi aduane broni bema aduane ayeda o de cheese de hye mfimfi akosi broni fe efu de komi edo bomi no cheese I just say broni se aduane be da o de cheese de hye mfimfi o me be o de cheese na be hye cheese na hana hye osi mo de munim de eba MPP nka munja aba no na monka se Ghana for ye nyina ye se pe NDC mom ye nko yenim munim de esi abrofo na se mom ka nyina nso emra emom ho kwan na samra no ye fe no eye de eye restriction policy the visa restriction policy no omo frɛ no Section 212A 3C of the Immigration and Nationality Act o se emom ho kwan se nipa bia wa na adwene se aba ye beto no Ghana ye be bobo aba obesesa aba no ye beto aba obetata nipa ye beto aba obe prevent nipa from se omoto aba ye beto aba obefa koti kwan bi so ahye nipa bi so ye beto aba omo ehom mbra so omo ka aba no ho asem se ye beka omo kasa bo ahye omo eyem omo asebio omo pese omo kire omo adwene a ye beka omo adwene ahye omo tirim omo a ye betata omo a ye betwituo abo omo tuo omo a omo ti omo kurase a ye di police fo bekwa gina omo so omo won kwan se omo hwe aba no se emuda ho a ye beka se omo ntena fie e de etuo betata omo sebio Ghana fo a nipa bi be omagin se omo dada omo momagye eye emraboni bi atum ababoni bi atum US for aban se nipa bi a wo Ghana obebɔ no hu musio and the US no e kire sa nipa no oni US no eko omo se omo mpene ne omo mpene china omo mpese de see 2020 de bi besi wo Ghana. If you say whether you like it or not, US omo property wo Ghana. Umpeu omo ewe japade wo Ghana. 2020 de ko no mu huye. They saw the news, they investigated it, they know what happened. Omo say so why wa adwene mpo. Wa bo wutiri mu po. Say o pese wudi bone. O pese o kan nipa bi kasa bo ahwe omyem. O tata nipa bi even civil societies on pese o kasa. E say Franklin Kujomo, o pese o tata omo. E say eye de asepa mo. E say omo yitu omo wesi o me kan okre. E say eye de nipa bi a omo kan okre. Ghana fo be pese omo koto aba. Wa be gina omo say omo ntu ni sei. Nipa bi a wodi tuwa ko gina omo so. Ubotuo, u hye nsuo gu nipa so. Wo isia o dane aba. Electoral commissioner wako jisika o dane aba omo say musio kaun na so muso mu ose emusi ewiase enya wode. The United States is the biggest, the most powerful nation on this planet, and I say it with all the joy. The US has its own problems, but the US is not selfish. As much as they have their own problems, they are still looking out for people. And people like Ghana, a country like Ghana, the US is not selfish to ignore Ghana for Ghana to go through this kind of tyranny. They are not saying by force, to Abako say, they are just telling people who will be leading this election that do the right thing. The will of the people is the most important thing. Into the US as a country is looking, is watching. And my man can't be being before the United States of America ever release a letter saying, no, I had investigations in nipo be winning elections. No, I had research in nipo be winning elections. No, I had research in bebia nipa bia form hajin so mukunipa. No, I had investigations in nipa bia one national security on besom dipone. Why had investigations in our communications or telephone or bibia. But bibinti and a sofo e preachy. Na obaba na hemu asore dem a oyine ni to soro. Until say bibi beka papa nje prede into more my imagine say on those people who have these intentions of committing some crazy chaos to win elections, you have been warned. Nobody should come around later and say this was never said. This letter should not be treated lightly. This is a straight caution to protect our democracy, and this is coming from the most powerful nation on the planet. Whether you like it or not, it's your own problem. Abrofo kra echa US visa baha. Abrofo echa US lottery. It shows how powerful the United States is. It might have its own problems, but you cannot take away their superpower from them. Me say, bro ni kra tini krom epe US lottery eba America. It should tell you something. It has its own problems, but it is big enough to take care of everybody. Obanyansafo ebuni be yen kana sem. Letter no ne kra no de etwato no enie. Certain family members of such persons